in a couple minutes to get all of the platforms in. Um, and with this restream, it does take a couple of moments. But while we are waiting, I want to say good evening and welcome to DJ Miss Tan Talks. You guys know that I started my podcast again just to have something to do. Okay. So, it's COVID. We're stuck in the house. And I thought I'd, brighten up you guys' evening. So, my podcast is based upon Live Through It, which allows you to basically live through the tragic times, the tragic things in life. We also have Jacoby's Heart, where it will focus. It's my son's foundation. I'm trying to multitask here. See, this is what happens when you try to do live. It's Jacoby's Heart, which focuses on my son's foundation. Oh, there we go. Okay, finally we're in. Okay, Restream wasn't showing me with any viewers, so I was starting to get worried. All right, so we're here and we're gonna get started. We're gonna get Charlie to share it to his page.
Yes, yes,
And
ma'am.
then the other part is Fleet DJs. We have indie artists that I will be showcasing, and I've decided to just have like a artist spotlight. Have a show where we're gonna sit down with the artists and talk to them about their music and try to give them a shot to, you know, getting signed. All right. So welcome, welcome, welcome. What I need you guys to do is to leave me a comment so I'll know that my comments are working. And I want to, take time to introduce to some. And some of you already know him. He is a phenomenal host, Mr. Charlie Bravo. Well, at least I think he's phenomenal since he's being all humble and stuff. But one thing that I do for my guests is I make them give their own bio. So good evening, Mr. Charlie Bravo.
Good
Tell
evening,
my
good
viewers
evening.
who you are.
I am the legendary Charlie Bravo, born and raised here in Duval County.
Oops, my bad.
Uh-oh,
See,
uh-oh.
that's live.
There
That's
we go.
live.
Born and raised here in Duval County. If you are not familiar with me, you can actually just go to YouTube and Google who is, not Google, but go to YouTube and look up who is Charlie Bravo. And my little selling speech will be right there. But man, started out in the music with, had a couple of songs on Power 106.1. Me and my brother were the first winners, Charlie Bravo and Chuck. Shout out Chuck. The first winners of Power 106, Duval's Finest. We were the grand champs. That means they took all the winners and they had a showcase, and the winners from that showcase won some prize money, studio, and you know what I'm saying,
Well, I'm finding
all that
out
good
new
stuff.
stuff
So
tonight.
that's
All right
how the Charlie Bravo started out, jumped onto the scene, and then from there that opened opportunities such as the Soul Hood. Shout out Los 2K.
now. What's up,
I
Los?
was able to win a role in the Soul Hood, awarded a role in Soul Hood, and then even reprised the role in Soul Hood Prime. That also just led to even more opportunities working with Des Nato. Shouts out to the GOAT Des Nato. Um, was
Hey,
able to
Des.
host a local TV show that appeared on CW17 every second Sunday of the month, and Bounce TV, live from New Jack City. And so we just talked about things that were going on, here in the city, really in the southeast region, and all that good stuff. And then that just the opportunity after that, or the door that opened up after that, was theater and stage plays. I had the opportunity to be in two stage plays. Shout out to Kaya and my whole Beautiful Lies cast family. You know what I'm saying? It was a great working with, it was a great production, you know what I'm saying? And we were actually working on another production called Shade, and man, that was gonna be amazing, but COVID
COVID.
kind of, yeah,
Ugh,
sidelined us.
COVID,
We
COVID,
didn't
COVID.
have
I tell
anywhere to
you.
perform it, so it was like we were in the middle of rehearsal, so we had just had to shut rehearsal down. I was fortunate enough to get on the tail end of a role in another stage play called Wedlock. So shouts out to Tony Bingham
Look
and
at you.
Crystal,
Hey,
Miss Crystal
Tony.
Stallings. Yes, is Diamond. I think it's Diamond Pearl. Diamond Pearl Productions. So two amazing, phenomenal young ladies. And so I'm looking forward to working with them again. So, shout out to the whole Wedlock, the Encore cast, looking forward to working with each and every one of you all again as well. And then that has led to, let's see, after that, was in and you can go to Amazon Prime right now. Shouts out to Dr. Powell. Shouts out to Mars 3045. Dr. Powell gave me an opportunity.
I'm about to get starstruck, y'all. Go ahead.
Dr. Powell gave me an opportunity to be in a short film starring Trey Chaney. And if you all are not familiar with who Trey Chaney is Poop from The Wire. And also Kendrick from Saints and Sinners. So the film is called Truthless. Trey Chaney actually wrote it and directed it with the help of Dr. Powell, and produced it rather, in Mars 3045. So that was an amazing experience. Like I said, you can go to Amazon Prime right now. It's called Truthless. And look at, and what's great, I promise you're going to be wanting more. I was fortunate just to get a quick feature in it, so, but
listen, y'all,
amazing.
I had no idea. I said I was gonna let my guests do their own bio and toot their own horns, and I am so glad. Y'all know this Black History Month. Y'all better give a shout out to my guest tonight, Mr. Charlie Bravo. Keep going.
And I ain't gonna say lastly, but currently I am also a host on Live from the 904 podcast. So make sure y'all go check out Live from the 904, you know what I'm saying? But right now it's all about DJ Man Stan Talks, you know what I'm saying? So, but just as far as what Charlie has going on Live from the 904, you know what I'm saying? We be doing big things around the city and all that good stuff. We're going to be bringing you some big stuff this year. So we might be bringing you some big stuff Saturday, so be on the lookout. Yeah, I ain't gonna even talk about it. I just know the Super Bowl coming up. Super Bowl Sunday. We might bring you some big stuff Saturday, so be on the lookout. But and also, that's Live from the 904. Also with Des Nato. Shouts out to DJ Live from the 904. Also with Des Nato, live from New Jack City. We have an opportunity this Tuesday coming the 9th. We have an opportunity to sit in the press room with Megan Good, and we're going to be talking about her new film that's coming to
sleep, y'all?
Lifetime.
Like, what?
And so me and Des are going to check the film out, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And then so we'll have our questions ready. They blessed us with an opportunity to see the film, so we're going to check it out. And then, we'll be in the press room with her. It's a virtual press room. So Tuesday, but we'll bring you all the details and all that good stuff. And then we have the Black Love Fest coming up Friday, the 12th. I'll be hosting virtual trivia night with Des Nato. So you can go to Live from New Jack City and catch up on all that. And most importantly, on top of all of that, I just told you all, starting from the whole radio, on top of all of that, most importantly to me that I would want to express or share with you all is that I do all of that, or I've done all of that, raising twin boys, being a single parent father. They're 20 years old now. One is up at, he transferred from UNF. He's transferring to FSU. So he's up in Tallahassee right now. My other son wanted to try his hand at the working world. I gave him an ultimatum. I was like, military job where you working, 30 plus hours, a trade. He was like, Dad, I'll just move out.
Really?
Okay. All right, son.
He's taking care of himself, right?
Yeah, he got a roommate. He working. He hasn't called me for anything, and that was a year and a half ago. So,
well, that's an attest to what you've done for those boys.
Yes,
good job, Dad. Good job.
Most importantly, and rest in peace to their mom. She passed in 2011, and so that's how I ended up being a single parent dad. So rest in peace to their moms.
So speaking of being a single parent to their kids when they were coming up, that is a good segue into what we're talking about tonight. Tonight is all about, and last week I did a show on Venus and Mars, but today I'm not sure how I came across the thought. Other than I knew you were a great host, I knew you were articulate and would be able to converse. But this topic was already in my mind about why are there so many single black people? Now, initially, I was going to do the show with all females and then do it with all males, but it didn't work out that way where my female guests couldn't show up. So I decided to just say, we're going to have a hot seat. So Charlie told me that he's single and I am single. And so it made me think like we have two successful, good looking black people. Why are we single? But I'm going to put a little twist on it where I'm going to put Charlie in the hot seat and allow him to put me in the hot seat. And we'll just ask questions to each other in general about things we've always wondered about the opposite sex. Now, he can't answer for all the males and I can't answer for all the females, but I want you guys to chime in and ask some questions that you've always wanted to ask, just in general, to see our thoughts on it and talk with each other in the chat comments about why do you think that there are so many single black people? Now, for my white viewers, I'm not being racist. It was just a thing that I was thinking about in the black community with the females, because I know so many black females that are beautiful, successful, single parents. They're like handling their business and they can't find a mate. Why is that? Chime in, guys. Why do you think there are so many single black people in our community? I won't even say within a certain age group, because I have young people that I mentor that are in their early 20s, their late 20s, and they can't seem to find a mate. Then I have like younger girls that are like teenagers, and it seems that they're having the same issues I'm having. And I'm like, how is this even possible that people are having a problem like this? All right. So you ready?
I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
Dive into it. I'm ready to dive into it.
So in general, I'm going to let you go first.
Okay.
Because in general, we do
Ladies
ladies first,
yeah.
right? I knew you was going to say that, but because you are a guest, in your mind, why do you think there are so many successful black women that are single?
The short answer in my mind is because they choose to be, versus, it's a short but complex answer. The complexity comes in why they choose to be. And it could be for a number of reasons as far as why they choose to be. Personally, I feel like every woman has a following,
Women, is that true?
A following as in, when I say following, I mean the dudes in your inbox. I feel like all women have dudes in their inbox for per se. So it's up to you whether you select, or you don't not have to select one out of your inbox. But even if, do people still even meet organically nowadays? Like,
what does organically mean to you? In the grocery store?
Yeah, in the grocery store.
Station?
Yeah, do people still do that? You know what I'm saying? Everybody's too in tune to their phone, looking down to where, and then I think it's so accepted nowadays, being single. And marriage is not even looked at how it was when we were growing up. So it's like half of the kids that half of the adults, or half of the young adults right now, probably didn't grow up with both parents in the household. They probably, all they saw was a single parent household.
That's
so
good.
They probably don't even have the foundation that we have, seeing our grandparents together.
Tanya just made a good point. Tanya say there are so many unavailable men in your inbox though. Now, I don't know if my inbox is broke, but I've said this before. My inbox is dry. I promise you, Charlie, it is dry. No, I've heard females be like, girl, this person is in my inbox. This guy, the African's not even in my inbox. I'm telling you, I need to contact Facebook to see what is going on, because I don't feel like I have a following. Now, if I do, they're keeping it to themselves. They are not
And
saying
we do
it
that
to me.
sometimes. We do that sometimes.
Now, I had a guy that was commenting on all my posts. He even said I was a MILF.
Uh-oh. He using that porn terminology. The boy done brought that porn terminology out.
He was every post commenting, and so I was just like, maybe he fancies me. You know what I'm saying? So I had like an event, and he was like, "Oh, you did really well. I'm gonna, check on you more often."
Uh-oh.
So I said, "Oh,
Uh-oh.
he really is digging me."
What's the definition of checking on you?
Well, let me finish the story.
Uh-oh. Let me know.
So I'm like, well, I let my girlfriends convince me he's probably just intimidated. He's shy. Maybe you should say something back to him. So I was like, okay, here's my number. You don't have to check up on me in the inbox. You can text me
Right.
sometimes. You know what I'm saying? To try to move things forward, right? So we texting back and forth, and finally somehow we got to the conversation, and I was like, this dude's been texting me, commenting on my posts, but he's not moving things forward. Let me just go ahead and see what's going on.
That's your first clue right there. I mean, men, we're hunters naturally. So I mean, we naturally hunt.
Y'all better listen, ladies.
We are naturally hunters.
And my girlfriends who encouraged me, listen.
I mean, we're naturally hunters. So I mean, if he's not, making or trying to make the next move or take things further, if he's just trying to, I mean, I don't know any guys that are just meeting ladies to be in the friend zone. Hey, I want to immediately go to the friend zone and be stuck there forever.
Do y'all hear this?
I don't
It's
know
the truth.
I don't know too many guys like that. It's always a mission, you know what I'm saying? It's some type of mission. So, you know what I'm saying? Finding out what that mission is definitely, that's the $1 million question,
So long story short, he was just complimenting me, and he just wanted to check up on me. We did a film together years ago, so it wasn't that we talked on a daily basis, saw each other or anything.
Y'all had history.
No,
Well, I mean, you say y'all did a film together.
not that.
No, I mean
Really, Charlie?
y'all knew each other.
Yeah,
Okay.
kinda.
Or you all worked together.
We worked together. on
That's
a film.
history.
That's history.
Yeah, that's
okay,
history.
well, history meant something else to me.
You went to the gutter. That's because you went to the gutter. That's why it meant something else to you. I just said history. I didn't specify what type of history.
Okay. Well, you point that out to say what? That was okay for him to be on my post saying I was a MILF, to compliment on my looks.
See, when he say that's and that's when he makes that type of comment, so you can't, to me personally, you can't make that comment and then play the sideline and withdraw and say, "Oh, I was just complimenting you."
But he did.
That's a women behavior. Like the mystery, the entry. What type of sign are you trying to see?
I have no idea, but
I can't tell you about that one.
I was totally embarrassed. Totally told him he needed to be more careful with his words, and it just wasn't the right thing to do. And please don't text me anymore. Don't even check up on me, because I didn't appreciate that type of character from a male.
Oh, showing the interest and then backing off.
Well, he said he wasn't showing interest.
Oh,
he
he
was
wasn't
just checking on me and
How
complimenting
can you
me.
call someone?
We're not going to waste any more time on that. I want
Okay,
to talk about
all right.
something else
Let's
you
hear.
said
Tell me.
that stuck me in the side, ladies.
Uh-oh.
And did y'all hear him say a lot of black women are single because they choose to be? Somebody need to help me with this. Somebody needs to help me with this. If there's any guys listening, do you agree? If there's any women listening, do you agree that the reason that you've been single is because let me just say this. I know some women choose to be single, but I don't think the majority of the black women that are single is because they choose to be.
Okay.
I mean, let me think about this. Let me think about this. Because they're not settling, are you saying they choose to be single? Like, are you saying there is available good men to them and they're still choosing to be single? Clarify for me.
Okay. I feel like there are different, how Meek Mill said, it's different levels. It's different levels to everything. It's different levels to life, it's different levels to relationships. And it's different levels to dating. When I say choose to be, I feel like nowadays in this day and age, everybody is just, I ain't gonna say everybody, I'll say majority. The majority of folks are happy with being independent and having their fun.
Mm.
That's pretty much,
Women?
yeah, women and men, men and women. We're happy with being independent and having my fun. You know what I'm saying? I'll have my fun, and until when I'm ready to be committed,
You better choose your words.
when I'm ready to be committed, then I'll stop having my fun per se. But I just feel like today's day and age is just such a microwave. I call it the microwave generation. Everybody wants everything immediately. I want my love to happen in 1 month. And if it doesn't happen in 1 month, I'm moving on to the next thing that excites me. Nobody's willing to work and build anymore. The majority of folks are not willing to work and build anymore as a unit. So it's like, well, let me just do my thing, and if it happened, it happened.
Okay. So I do agree with some women are choosing to be single and it's acceptable. But I think that they chose it. I mean, that it was forced upon them.
You think it was forced?
Yeah. I think that it was forced upon them, and so they just settled into it instead of settling for a man who is not ready to commit, for a man who is, you know, playing the field. And I show my age when
I
I
done
say
tried to
that.
commit back to, it's only been maybe, baby mom, it's probably been, out of all the young ladies and women I've met, encountered, and pursued in that type of way, I probably only wanted to commit to maybe three or four. Three or
Out of
four.
how many?
Well, that's not to be discussed. That's, yeah.
But you brought it up. The way you
No.
said it is you said,
Well,
I'm
no,
not-
I
I'm
brought
not
I
gonna
brought
do
that
that.
up. I brought it up to say, me personally, and I'm going into a personal. I feel like the women that I pursue in that type of way, for whatever reason, it doesn't work out.
oh, okay. Okay.
And so it's
Okay.
like, for me, I feel like, shit, I'm trying to do my part. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I don't mind a relationship. You know what I'm saying? But on the flip side, it's like, am I coming across too aggressively in the beginning? What mistakes am I making? Am I just, but I believe in let it be known what you after. What, no, I ain't trying to waste nobody's time. You know what I'm
This
saying?
is good. I think that men and women should have open, candid conversations a lot more often when there's not feelings involved to, get an understanding of the male's perspective. Because I just initially thought when you said, that I pursued in that way, only three or four, were with the commitment that you chose not to commit to the women. Not that they chose
Yeah,
not
they
to
chose
accept
not
your
to accept me.
commitment.
Yeah. So it's, yeah.
So that's just like last week. I learned a lot
Yeah.
about how men see things, and I'm learning to just relax a bit because I was just about to jump down your throat. Um, okay.
Yeah.
So it's funny though that you felt. I'm still stuck on that it's a woman's choice because in my mind, that's why I feel so many black men are single. That, like you said, I don't want to blame it on a microwave society. I want to blame it on a society that says it's okay for things like situationships,
And arrangement. What was the Jada Pinkett? Entanglements.
entanglements.
That's acceptable.
A woman, being able to sleep with whoever she wants to and not be condemned for it. So I can go with it's different back in the day with marriage and different things like that. But for me, I think there's so many black men that are single because they just don't have to commit. If they commit, then they won't have the option to have all the other women that are accepting them when they already have a woman.
And another part I feel like is, I feel like women rule the world.
They just don't know it.
So
We just don't know it.
one part of me feels like if women as a whole raise their standards, as a whole, I'm not saying y'all don't have high standards, but as a whole, if y'all accept the guy that's gonna cheat, that's gonna, if that's what y'all, we gonna only do what you allow. So if you're gonna allow this type of behavior, then I will continue this type of behavior if I'm not looking for anything serious. Now, one thing I want to say as far as the single black men, I think another thing that plays a part nowadays is the, and this is no disrespect to do whatever your thing is, the lesbian and the gay community. You know what I'm saying? You have women who are now wanting to entertain other women and just the curiosity, so they might miss out on the guy that really, really is trying to get with them in a sense, you know what I'm saying? Because they trying to entertain the kitty, you know what I'm saying? Their interest is over there and seeing what
Or maybe it's the kitty trying to entertain them, and men are just not pursuing women anymore. Like, I had a guy to tell me, this is not the 80s, this is not the 90s, ain't nobody courting you. Like, you gotta say what you want, speak up, because the next woman is banging my door down, calling me, texting me, wanting to be with me, while you're wanting me to chase you. So where does that lead a woman? I mean, where does that leave a woman who wants to be courted, who's old school? Okay, so for me, I got married young.
What's young?
I met my baby daddy when I was 18, and we got married in my 20s, and we stayed together on and off for 24 years.
Oh, I got married at 20, and we stayed together for like 6 months.
Wow.
Military style. That thing was quick, boy. Courthouse, grand opening, grand closing.
So I say that to say I never got that adulthood courting. Like, I didn't think, I've been divorced for 4 years. I didn't think that it would be so many males doing the things that they're doing, because I was like, not in that scene to know that this is what I learned the hard way, basically, about situationships. I learned the hard way about entanglements by experiencing them, thinking that it was more than what it was. I mean, doing everything like a couple only to find out that, hey, you knew what this was type deal. Okay.
Right.
So for me, I don't know, to hear, guys just talk about how easy it is for a woman to take care of them, for a woman to, be chasing them. But then I hear all the time that men are hunters. Men like to chase. But it doesn't seem to be that way for me or my girlfriends. We have Cedric. Cedric said blame it on COVID. Cedric, this was going on long before COVID. So it has nothing to do with COVID. I need y'all to help me out here understand what y'all think about this, because it's really becoming a sore thumb for me and the women that are in my circle that are successful or, just don't want to settle. Like, what are they supposed to do? I mean, we've tried online dating, which is a joke. Facebook dating is
online
pathetic.
dating. OnlyFans is good. Oh, you say online? I thought she said OnlyFans. She said online dating.
Saying?
Yeah. I mean, they're one and the same nearly.
So that is in reference, do people meet organically? No, because it's too much social media where you can inbox on. It's too much, online dating that you can do. So in person, nobody really has the skills anymore to walk up to you and ask you for your number and to be respectful about it and actually follow through.
Now it's all about scrolling through. Let me look at his pictures, or let me check out her profile first.
And you know what? And I think that, I don't know why you're single, but I wonder if it's the same reason why I think that I'm single.
I don't know if we the same single reasons. I'm not sure.
So here's my thoughts: that you're very busy, you're doing a lot of different events, and women may think that you're already taken, for one, or women may think that you have a lot of women just because of the industry.
Um,
Well, that's my problem. Let me just finish that thought. I believe that most people think I'm not single. Did you think I was single?
no.
See? Why not?
Um, I thought maybe you had a hidden somebody playing in the background or something.
Why do you a lot of men think that about me? So tell me why you thought that. I'm so interested to know the
Oh,
answer.
why? So why did I think that?
Yeah.
Because you got number one, you got two last names.
Ooh, I
That's number
need
one.
to change my Facebook name back. But my
So,
wait now, my Facebook name been DJ Miss Tan all
but
these
then I
years.
saw the Cummins, and I'm like, oh, she must be with Mr. Cummins, and Mr. Haynes
Oh,
must
this
have
is
wasn't too.
good.
Mr. Haynes wasn't treating her right, so now she with Mr. Cummins.
Well, Haynes is my maiden name, and my daddy didn't treat me right, but that's another story for another episode. And Cummings was my married name, and the
That she
reason
haven't dropped yet for 4 years.
and and I'm gonna make you feel a little bad.
Okay.
In my divorce
Okay. All
papers,
right.
I did drop it, but after my son died, I kept
You
it.
kept it? Okay.
To feel close to him. But now I'm rethinking it.
No,
When them 60 days is over, I'm changing my Facebook name back. But other than that, so it's my Facebook name that made you think that?
I mean, just
That is so interesting. Maybe that's why my inbox is dry. People are being respectful while I'm thinking people think I look like a toad.
I don't know. Nah, it ain't the toad, and people aren't respectful nowadays.
No?
Yeah. I don't think they're respectful. I think it might be the industry. They might assume you. I mean, you are in a rare industry, not a rare industry, but you're in an industry full of men. So people just might assume that oh, she fucking with one of them DJ niggas.
And that is what they think.
Yeah. It might not be a DJ nigga, but it might be somebody, in the industry, so.
That is exactly what most of them think. A guy I met online, he asked that question today. How many guys do you have thinking that they're your man? And I was like, none. Like, what are you talking about? And then he said, well, how many guys are chasing you? And I get that question all the time. I'm like, if they're chasing me, they're not letting me know it because I don't have a line of guys. Don't look at me like that. I promise you. The only guys that have the nerve to ever say something to me in public are bums. And you like, what gave him the idea that he could even talk to me? I have just batted my eyelashes and outwardly flirted with men and no response. So I was trying to figure out, what am I doing wrong?
Maybe nothing. As a woman, I'm old school, so I feel like men should be the aggressors. So I'm gonna say you shouldn't be doing anything at all. You should be letting them come to you and just be a little patient. Maybe.
So 4 years, how much more time do you think I should give this?
I mean, it all depends on how much time he's serving. You know what I'm saying? He might have two more years left on his bid. You know what I'm saying? You never know when God pulls guys out of the woodworks for you. You know what I'm saying? He might have 3 more years left. I don't know. I don't know.
Let me put on my glasses so I can understand what you're saying. Are you saying that you think that my mate isn't currently incarcerated right now? I didn't really hear what you said. Oh my gosh.
I was using that as an example. Like
Hey.
it could be a felon, it could be, you never know, but it's not for you to pursue, or it's not your role.
Y'all hear that, ladies?
So I mean, just be a little bit more patient. I mean,
so that's one of my questions. So you've heard the terminology shooting your shot.
yeah.
So do you think it's inappropriate for a woman to shoot her shot?
No, I don't. I mean, we like to be flattered at times.
Now you just said be patient. See, this is where the confusion come in at for the ladies.
So you say flirting and batting your eyes and all of that. Is all of that encompassing you shooting your shot?
Yes, that's all I'm gonna do. That's about all I'm gonna do. And that takes so much for me because I want to be pursued. I want to know that he's not just accepting my advances because he's horny or because he's bored. I want to know he's an alpha male that had the gonads to step and say something to me, because you're absolutely right. Being in the industry that I'm in, I would say that most guys think that if it's guys standing around me, and my Fleet DJ brothers can be a little overprotective, a lot overprotective. So if they're standing by me, no guy's gonna come up there and approach me. They're gonna assume she must be dating one of those guys. Okay. And I have told a guy that I have, and he was just like, he don't want to compete with that.
Uh-oh.
But what's the excuse in corporate America? I mean, before COVID, I was in the office and none of those guys would approach me. Now, I have been told that I'm a bit standoffish. I have been told that I'm kind of serious. Why are you laughing?
It depends on what part of corporate America you corporate in.
Meaning what?
What, like, are you in like corporate America, like prestige corporate America,
Yes.
or are you in
Yes,
like?
and you know what I believe about those guys? Those guys don't want a chick with natural hair who's thick-ish a lot. They want a certain look, and I don't think I fit that mold for
Yeah.
corporate guys.
Like, I didn't know if you were talking about like ADT corporate America,
Oh no. Like
like
I
call center corporate, or like
no, I
the
was
lawyer firm corporate.
when I was in the
Yeah.
office, I was at Black Knight as a business analyst.
Black
So-
Knight, my cousin worked at Black Knight, or worked at Black Knight. Shouts out to
So-
Lisa.
Hey.
Yeah.
So yeah, like no,
So, yeah,
not ADT, nothing against ADT, but
And that's a
big
financial place too, right?
corporation. Yes.
Yeah. You know, niggas ain't up in no financial place like that. Man.
There were.
And them niggas like Becky's.
Well, here we go. But that proved my points. Okay, so back to this shooting your shot thing. So
Ain't nothing wrong with liking
hey,
Becky's.
DJ Dynamite, Tanya, you hear this now?
Ain't nothing wrong with liking Becky's.
It's not like he's speaking for all the guys, but he's saying some stuff that I always believe, and guys try to talk me out of it, saying that you should shoot your shot, or you know, people don't know this and that and the fourth. But it has to happen that way. It's not going to happen for me.
You can't let. You don't want to not shoot your shot because you never know. I mean,
Charlie, what happened to you just said men are hunters and they like to be chased?
we are,
That is
but I mean-
you know that's a direct contradiction, right?
no, it's not. It's not.
So, you're saying shoot your shot and then stand back.
No, I mean, see, you're saying it as a personal reference.
Meaning,
So I'm saying men are hunters, as in you may just need to chill out until you're hunted.
okay, that's what I've been doing.
Yeah.
So, but you didn't answer. You joked when I said, 4 years. How much time you think a woman should chill out? If
It depends. You can't tell me in those 4 years you haven't met someone worthy of an opportunity, at least.
I can't tell you that,
No, you can't tell me that. 4 years.
it's the truth.
Nah. I ain't
It's
lying.
the truth. I'm telling you, it is the truth. A moment of silence for the truth.
For the truth.
I have not met the people that I've met ended up being not ready for commitment, like how you saying you met some women and they weren't ready to settle down or give up that lifestyle.
Okay, so that's different then. That's different. So you've met people.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't panned out to what you were expecting.
Correct.
I mean, that's life now.
But your question was your statement was you can't tell me you haven't met somebody
In 4
that was
years.
worthy of settling down with, is what you
Right.
That's
so,
what I heard.
So you said they were worthy of it because from your perspective, they were worthy of it. From their perspective, they weren't ready. So that still means you met someone. It's just on their end,
No.
they weren't ready.
No.
But if they would have said they were ready to settle down,
Okay.
you would have gave that person an opportunity.
Right. We both went into it that it was going to be fun. It was right after my divorce, and it
After them divorces. Woo.
I mean, it's complicated, but just know that
Fellas,
let me go to the questions.
after the divorce, give her 2 years,
So
bro.
Tanya Hickson wants to know, how many single men do you know personally?
Personally, a few. I mean, I know married and single men.
And the single men that you know, are they choosing to be single?
Some are. Some enjoy that lifestyle.
Okay.
You know.
So the single women that I know want to mate. I really haven't done a big survey, but my closest single associates and friends want a mate. So this is why I decided to have this conversation to find out why they can't find a mate. And I believe a lot of men may, think the way that you think. That they want to be. I've had men tell me this. You see how you're sitting here and saying to me, basically what you're saying is, I choose to be single. That's what I'm hearing. That you can't tell when you start a statement off with, you can't tell me that you haven't met someone in 4 years to settle down with. It's unbelievable to you.
It is. It is.
It's the truth. It's the honest to God truth. And it starts to make women look into themselves. You know what I'm saying? To say, okay, should I be more easier like other women? Am I too demanding? Do I want too much? It makes her just really go against her standards sometimes. Talking to some of the women to really just have companionship.
Do you? What's your faith like?
My faith in God.
Yeah. Are you a big religious person?
I am.
Oh, then I mean, this should be I ain't gonna say a walk in the park, but it's definitely I ain't gonna say it's a test. I mean, he's preparing you for something.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, he's preparing you for something, and at the same time preparing you, he's allowing you to be a testament to others who may be experiencing the same thing but don't know how to deal with it. You know, it may be, you say 4 years, it may be 6 months for them, and they going crazy, might want to kill themselves because they don't think nobody want them type thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So look at a different couple of ways, and like I say, I mean, he might not be on his 4th year of his 5-year prison term.
Here we go again with the incarcerated dudes. Nothing against incarcerated dudes. I'm just saying, why does
he may
keep
be
being a point of your conversation?
This is funny. He may be being prepared right now. You know, it may be taking 4 years to prepare him right now. You know.
So let me just say this: I haven't been the Virgin Mary the whole 4 years. So sometimes I think, as a woman, while we are, trusting God and believing in our faith, that we kind of probably stunt our own growth by allowing ourselves to entertain men out of loneliness. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So I think that clock kind of starts over when you settle. You know what I'm saying? And
I don't think it starts over. But I think you do feel it when you feel, when you do realize that, hey, I'm just settling. Like, I mean, like for me, and I mean, I love kids, I love children. And right now, it's going to be hard for me to date someone with, like, for example, she had a 2-year-old. And she was an amazing person. We had a great time together. Everything was all peaches. I mean, it was lovely. It was beautiful. But she had a 2-year-old, and it was like, okay, let me not even play with this, because I don't want to look up in 5 years and be like, well, what am I doing? This baby's only 7 years old, and
yeah, I agree. My I don't have any small children in the home, and I totally understand that. But there was a question to it just came up. Sorry, y'all, it's a delay in the comments. Somebody was asking, out of your single friends, do you think they have private relationships?
Private as I wouldn't know about it, probably not. They may have, I'm sure they have their little company callers or company keepers, you know what I'm saying? But as far as a private relationship, not that they wouldn't hide it from me. I mean, they ain't got no problem saying, hey, this is who I'm dating,
Now, Tanya also made a good point. She says, are they really single? Because there is a difference. So some people think single is not married. When I meet a guy, I specifically have to ask him these questions. Are you married? Are you legally married and separated? Do you have a girlfriend? Do you have a woman out there who thinks she's your girlfriend? And do you have baby mama drama? Because you can't just ask, are you single? Because they'll go, yeah.
And see, if you have to ask that many questions, then you might need to keep it moving.
I mean,
And then another thing, I don't know how a lot of guys are, or as far as my single friends, they don't appear to be players, so I don't know, or I don't keep up with the lines that guys or the game guys telling women and all that. My thing is, I'm quite honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you about anything. So I'm gonna let you know what I'm looking for. If this is what I'm looking for, this is what I'm looking for. If I see potential, I'll let you know I see potential. But
wait, I think I got off the subject. So was I right when I said that I think the reason why you're single is because of the industry being so busy? I don't think you answered me.
no, I'm single because I think it's a couple of things. Um, the women in the past who I've wanted, they didn't want me. Um, and I'm very selective. So I refuse to settle. It's plenty of people who like Charlie Bravo. And that's no disrespect. I appreciate it and all that good stuff. And I'm sorry, it's just not a mutual
How do you
feeling
know?
there. But how do I know plenty of people like Charlie Bravo? Call him Charlie Bravo. Come on now. It's.
Are they saying? I'm pretty sure plenty of people like DJ Miss Tan too. But I'm saying, are women verbally letting you know this? Are they telling you? Are they in your inbox?
I guess it goes back to me it goes back to levels. You can tell, I can tell, you know,
You think
someone
I'm
who,
missing cues?
you might be missing the cues. I think you might be missing the cues. But it's levels to it. I know who, if I wanted to be in a relationship tomorrow or in the next month or so, I know who I could go after or target per se, just to say I'm in a relationship, and that person gonna just think I'm the world. You know what I'm saying? But for me, it's not gonna be a mutual thing. It's just I'm just doing this to say I'm in a relationship. So
Lord have mercy. I just feel like men have it so much easier than women when it
no,
comes to this. You just said you have this mental Rolodex of not only a company keeper, but of a woman who wouldn't mind being in a relationship with you.
yeah, but that don't mean I got to be in a relationship with them.
No, that's what I'm saying. I said that's why I think men
Oh
have it much easier
no,
than women.
no. We do
You have
everything.
options.
We
Like
do everything.
what?
We don't have what my options at?
Well, I don't know. You just said that
Options that
you have an option for someone that would be in a relationship, not just a company keeper. Now that's a big option.
that's because okay, and I'll say this: women who have low self-esteem are more accepting of things than
Ladies,
men who
y'all hear
have
that?
low self-esteem. So if all I gotta do is find the one who feeling a little down about herself, and go ahead and slide on over, and
This
I'm
is
gonna be the king. You know what I'm
good.
saying?
Oh my
But
goodness. So now, a woman with high self-esteem may find it harder to find a mate.
yeah, it might be a little intimidating,
Ooh.
only because it may be the crowds you're around. You know what I'm saying? But I don't feel like I can't say that because I don't live there, so I take that back. Because I'm sure there's plenty single women in major cities. You know what I'm saying? Where the big cities where it's a lot going on. So I take that back, but
This is interesting. So, and people can assume that I must have high self-esteem because of the industry I'm in.
yeah, you gotta have high self-esteem.
They could assume me doing this
Confidence.
podcast means that I love the camera and I'm into myself in vain or something too, huh? This
The
perception
perception.
is their reality.
I ain't gonna go to extreme being vain, but they just may be intimidated. That's all.
So you think if I hung up my headphones, shut down all my social media, I have a better chance of finding a mate?
But why would you want to give
I'm
up
just
all?
asking, and
No, I would say no because all of that is a part of you, and whatever mate you find, you gonna want them to accept you for all of you. You don't. Why would you want to
Oh, I
give
know.
up?
I just asked.
Yeah, no. That's
Oh, I just asked.
that would be example of the weak minded young lady who just give up all of herself just to say she in a relationship, man.
What would she give up all of herself just for companionship? Does that make her a bad person?
No, it don't. I mean, to each his own. I mean, whatever makes you happy, no one else can define it, and no one else can be upset at what makes you happy. If that's what makes you happy, that's what makes you happy.
So this is something I want to ask for, my ladies that are, in a mature age, I should say. Y'all know I don't mind telling my age, but does it matter how a woman looks at this stage in her life, being that, she doesn't have the Instagram body, the flat stomach, she's going to have stretch marks, dimples in her thighs at this age. Do men really care about those things?
So, an example, my mom is 65 years old. Mom Duke say she's been corresponding and, conversing and maybe a couple of dates here and there with a 50-year-old.
Go, Mom. Hey.
So, I mean, it's just.
Oh, so I think he's suggesting that I may have to go a little younger.
Yeah.
Now, Tanya did say earlier she thinks that a lot of black women are single because they refuse to date outside of their race.
That could be it too. I mean, me personally, I got a concept about dating outside of your race.
Ooh.
I mean, I love women. So,
well, thank God for that.
Yeah, I love women. So all shapes, sizes, I just love women.
Okay.
As far as dating outside my race, I don't personally think that should be a reason why you wouldn't date someone. I can understand.
He's choosing his words very carefully, y'all.
No, I mean, I can understand, you know what I'm saying? If you just want to be happy, then if you see somebody else out, that make you happy, Personally, hey, do your thing, whatever makes you happy, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, would I don't, have I have, but would I, settle down and all that? Probably not.
Well, I have been told that I'm missing out by a woman that dated outside her race. She says you're totally missing out. And I have adult ADHD. I never let you answer the question. So you said Mom Dukes is 65 and she's dating a man 50.
Yeah.
So I want to get that answer. So,
what's that?
body, stomachs,
No, that
stretch
don't matter.
marks. Does that matter to
That don't
men?
matter. We like what we like.
You
We
like
like
to do
what
it?
we like. Yeah.
What about hairstyles?
I mean, we like what we like. I think that would play a more part if you're outside of your race, as far as hairstyles. I mean, inside the race, we've seen it all.
From talking to the multiple women that I talk to, we think that men are really into bodies and shapes and flat stomachs and big breasts and rounded butts because that's what's out right now. And I was actually talking to a male platonic friend, and he says he hate fake bodies. And we have so many young girls who are looking at these women on social media and thinking that that's why they're not being chosen, because they don't have these bodies that men want. And one thing I want to put out there for women is this is not the first time I've heard this. That men have said that women, you are doing that for each other. You're trying to outshine each other, but they really don't care. They want a little, softness, realness. But I'm sure it's some men out there that prefer women with that body type too.
I mean, I personally, I feel like we prefer it when it's more natural. We will always prefer the natural, but it's the convenience, it's the microwave, it's the instant, I want gratification now, and I can get it so easily now, and it's no value being put on the everyday working hard woman. It's no value being put on that anymore. It's all the value is being put on Meg the Stallions. You know what I'm saying?
Well, she's natural though.
Meg's I mean, just Meg's natural.
Yeah.
Okay, all the value is being put on the Kim K's, and
Yeah, Cardi B's.
yeah, and the Cardi B's and that
But
image.
that image through Meg, the big butt, that's what they're getting the surgeries for, to look like
To
what
look
she
like.
looks like naturally. Well, DJ Dynamite say he totally agrees with you. Yeah, he likes a natural woman. Supposing that's what he's agreeing about.
Yeah.
Tanya says she thinks that the younger men may like the fake bodies, the fake.
Yeah, I mean,
fakeness.
because that's all they see, you know. They on Instagram all day, you know. They want to see who getting which tick old bitties is getting the biggest likes, you know what I'm saying? So, um, it's just. But one thing I will say, I feel like history repeats itself. So this phase is gonna is or this fad or this era is gonna phase out, and I think marriages will come back to being valued and appreciated. Will I be alive to see it? I don't know, you know, but
Ooh, it's gonna take that long, you think?
yeah, but I do believe history repeats itself,
So,
and so
so what I'm hearing is, oh boy.
yeah, I'm all over. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Listen, so because entanglements, situationships are so acceptable, and there's so many
Accessible.
accessible, that's even better, and there's so many people that are choosing to be single, you think it's going to be a lot of singleness for a while?
I think so. I think so. I think it's gonna get worse before it gets better. I mean, and then one thing as a male, yeah, I think I said, I mean, when you got the curiosity, you're dealing with the women who want to be curious about women, and women you all are dealing with the in the closet dudes, and you know what I'm saying, and the dudes who just lazy, don't want to work, and just want to be the babysitter, watch the kids while you go to work all day. I know you got that to deal with, so I know it's tough. It's tough. It's a tough day and age.
Yeah, I'm dealing with, men just not being truthful. Like men, males don't typically stick around long for me with a conversation because I'm very direct. I'm gonna ask questions. I'm a talker. I want to know, even though the answers you're giving, time still tells the truth. But I'm very open when I'm speaking. I'm very
Right.
open when I talk about sexuality and different things like that. And I think that's really hard for some men too. They're used to women being silent and accepting and just not questioning anything. So they automatically think that I'm being aggressive and argumentative when I'm just trying to have a conversation at this age. You know what I'm saying? Like if you can't have I'm this new term sapiosexual or sapiosexual. I am so
Never
turned
heard of
on
it.
by intelligence. I'm so turned on by a good conversation, adequate communication turns me on more than anything in the world. My love language is words of affirmation. Like, talk to me.
Uh-oh.
You know what I'm saying? I'm old school. We can talk until the sun come up, like back in the day when you fall asleep with the telephone. Like, I just want that so much in a relationship that I am going to have to wait for a relationship.
Well,
I,
it sucks.
I,
You
I'm
can
gonna have
either
to
wait
for
or
a
you can
relationship.
just lower your standards.
In the
and-
meantime, there are some things that I do in between time to get me through until I meet that person, which are personal.
Ta-da.
And I think that is a problem with women that are able to, I'm going to just be honest, masturbate and self-soothe themselves sexually.
Yeah.
Or, Tanya mentioned that a lot of men have private things. There are a lot of women that have private things that are going on too. You know what I'm saying? That soothes them until that person comes along. But I am going to take into consideration a lot of things that you said, and that I'm finding out. It's just so amazing. But I can't say that you'll do the same because I think that you're choosing single and you're happy single. Is that what I'm hearing? Not to put you on the hot spot, but I just did.
I wouldn't say I'm happy single, but I'm happy doing my thing and keeping my rod in the water until I feel it's a mutual two-way street.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Did you finish your thought?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I just saw a comment 2 different people made
Oh, yeah.
kind of about the same thing. I was going to end it, but this is very, very, very interesting. So DJ Dynamite says the dating scene is no longer just male and female. And then right after that, it kind of came in at the same time. Tanya says, could you be in a relationship with more than one person?
No,
Now,
I'm too selfish. I ain't sharing you
oh
with
my
nobody.
gosh. So, let me answer this the best way that it won't come back to bite me, because there are some things that I've said before on the podcast that men literally took literally.
Uh-oh.
So, if I was in a poly relationship, oh my gosh, I would have to be the leader of the pack. Meaning that
Superfly.
I would choose the guy and the girl to be
Superfly.
in the relationship, or I would choose the two guys to be in a relationship with me. That's if I chose to do it. I'm jealous hearted too, and I'm very territorial, so I don't think it would work very long for me, but I just think it's so interesting. I saw a show that talked about it, and I was just like, my dad was a swinger, so I grew up around it.
Oh.
So it's not like taboo to me. I don't want that. So let me go on the record saying that's not what I want. But I thought, it was very interesting how people could do that. Anyways, moving right along.
I do have an interesting thought about that.
Go ahead.
What if Florida was California when it came to that industry? A lot of y'all would be in that industry, I think.
What industry?
What if Florida was the porn capital of the world instead of California?
What does the location have to do with it? Because it's more acceptable in California?
Yeah. You know, California is, yeah.
I'm not aware of that.
Yeah. So what if that culture was more acceptable here in Florida? I mean, because I'm sure it's poly relationships on every block in Cali. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah. Tanya said the swingers is different from poly, and I agree, Tanya. But my dad had a wife and a girlfriend that lived with him, so I guess poly, they're married with both people. That's the difference. Is that what you're saying? Well, hey.
Poly is Superfly, right? When he had both of the kids.
But you said no real fast.
Oh, yeah, I
Like,
can't, yeah.
No.
I like
You said
it.
you're too selfish.
I'm too selfish. I mean,
But what if you had two women?
I
You still
love
wouldn't
women.
want her to be with.
I love women. The only reason I would say no, I don't want it, is because I would never want her, the woman I'm choosing to be with for the rest of my time. I would never want that person
So you would
to
do
be
a
with two
poly
dudes.
company keeper for a while, but not in a
No.
committed relationship. You saying you don't want to be with
I'm
the other
pretty,
dude?
I wouldn't want her. No, I'm never gonna
not.
be with another
No,
dude.
I'm saying
Yeah.
you wouldn't want to be in a
No.
poly relationship with another dude.
No, that dude ain't even coming in the bedroom. I'm saying I wouldn't want to be with two women because I wouldn't want her to be able to use that against me to allow her to be with two men.
So, Angelita says swinging is very much alive in Florida. What about poly relationships, Angelita? DJ Dynamite says there's too many old white people here.
Where them
to
cameras at?
Be
Where that footage at, Angelita? Where that footage at? Let me see that footage, Angelita.
I think it's everywhere. I mean, I think I've heard about swingers clubs in Jacksonville, Atlanta. It's plenty in Atlanta. So
And the more that grows, the less traditional relationships go.
well, guys and gals, I totally start talking about stuff and get. Did you answer me? Are you happily single? Because I know it's gonna be so many people asking about you after the show and all.
Am I
your whole
happily
bio.
single?
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm happily single. Am I happy with being single until that person
Ooh,
comes
that's
along?
Good.
Yeah, I'm happy with being single until that person comes along, but I'm not happy being single.
That's
I mean,
good.
I'm
That's
a
good.
relationship
Say that
type
again
guy.
now.
I'm a
For me,
relationship.
for the people in the back, who is me?
I am not happy being single, but I am happy being single until I find, until that person comes along. But until that person comes along, I mean, I will accept being single. But does being single suck? Yeah, being single sucks to me, in my personal opinion. I mean, we were put here to be have companionship. I mean, that's why Adam and Eve. You know, if you believe that, but
So you know what I should have started this podcast off with? What is your definition of single? Because
uh,
people have different definitions of single. And somebody put that in the comments earlier. Are they single single? You hear people saying that? Are you single? Are you single single? My definition of single is no girlfriend, no wife. And I like the word that you use. You may have company keepers.
yeah, you sing. Yeah,
You're single.
nobody has come along to require me to put all of my attention into them.
So is that really the reason why it's not happening? Because they don't require it? Because I did have a man that told me I only do what you allow. So most women think if we require a man to do something, he'll leave us, he'll walk away. So I think that's why a lot of women just kind of wait. You know what I'm saying? Especially you have men that are doing couples things, okay?
Right.
Going out of town with the woman, taking her out, paying bills, doing all of these things that she would deem to be a relationship, but they've never talked about it. So how does a woman know that she's not in a relationship with you?
You mean personally or in general?
Like if you, because I'm sure you're a nice
Me personally,
guy.
I'm big on communication. So you'll already know, you know, if I'm pursuing you, she'll know this is what she's.
How?
I'm not gonna tell you how my game now. How I'm pursuing. I'm gonna tell you my methods now. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
so
Like,
in general,
but
generally speaking, for a woman, okay, if you're calling her, sleeping with her, talking to her consistently, helping her with whether it be fixing things around her house, financially, and spending
That's
a
a
lot of
relationship.
time.
that's in my definition of a relationship. I mean, that's my definition of a relationship. I mean, but
So it. So on those things on that list, if you're not, if a man in general is not in a, see, that's what women are getting confused at. So if you're not in a relationship with her, what are the things on that list? What are you taking from that list?
what you mean? What am I taking? What am I
So,
doing those things on the list
are
for if
you-
I'm not in a
Yeah, if you just, this is just a
thing?
No, what do you call it? A company keeper. That's it. It's just
Different reasons. Some men do things for their company keepers to ensure that they are there whenever I dial at my beck and call. That's one of the reasons. You know what I'm saying? Some of them might be doing it because that woman presents That's basically yeah. Some of them might be
ahead.
doing it just because that woman presents those qualities, but they may have something going on in the background, and until they wrap that up, they want to make sure they have laid enough foundation to, you know, keep your interest. And if I'm paying the bills and taking on trips and all of that, you know, until I wrap this situation up in here, that should be good enough to hold her down and, you know, make her think that, you know, everything
so.
all
Let's
good.
say a woman is a woman whose love language is words of affirmation. Do you think that a male could tell a female things like, I love you? Because he knows that's what's going to keep her? Like how some men know
Yeah.
they could buy for a woman and
Yeah.
that'll keep her, or some men know that if he sexes her real good, that'll keep a woman. That in fact, some women just may be swayed by words.
Yeah, that's a I mean that's a part of maturity. I mean being if you can't communicate, I mean that's the first thing. You know, communication.
You're out.
Yeah, communication is one of the
Key.
biggest keys of
Men,
life.
communication and confidence is key. I'm just telling you. DJ Dynamite says situationship. Yep. Tanya said situationship. Angelina says be grown or be gone. Whew, that's the quote of the week. Communication is key. She's saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Be honest. If what you want isn't what I want, give me the opportunity to say I'm down or out. That's a Virgo.
That's a
I know.
Virgo.
Yes, because that's how I feel. Hold up now.
Shouts out to
Did he
Aquarius
just-
Nation.
Did he just make a sound to Virgos? We're not gonna go there.
Aquarius
That's
Nation.
another topic for another show. But that's what I'm saying. I'm telling you, men, you would be so surprised if you just be honest with a woman sometimes that she might be down for what you're down with in that moment. You understand? You don't have to lie to her and promise her all these different things in order to. He's shaking his head. No, it's the truth, man. It is the truth. I'm telling you. Why are you shaking your head? No.
That don't work on all women.
Well, it
My game don't change, you know what I'm saying? My game don't change. My game consistent, you know what I'm saying? When it's genuine, when I genuinely care about a
when
woman,
he genuinely has game for a woman.
it's not gonna change. I'm gonna genuinely do things to let you know I'm interested in you. And sometimes some women don't want that shit.
Name one thing.
I can't just give.
I
a
mean,
damn.
I'm just saying in general, how does a man, like
Like-
if women out there are looking to you right now and say, how do I know if a man wants to be in a relationship with me
I might
or a
send-
situationship with me?
I might send something to your job. I feel like if a man wants to be, there'll be more. He'll try to do more, I guess, romantic things. I guess every man not romantic, but you'll still see attempts. You know,
And there's some men that are romantic who don't want to be in a relationship with you. They do romantic things for the woman and still don't want to be in a relationship.
that's because they just want that convenience of knowing whenever I call, whenever I want something. 99 times out of 10, whenever I want something sexual, she gonna be right there.
And Angelina's saying the same thing. That doesn't mean you want to be in a relationship because you send things.
Well, she just said, Angelina, she said name one thing. She didn't say.
Well, but what she's
do I
saying is
do?
to my point that may mean something for some men, but there are some men out there that are doing relationship things that have no intentions on being in a relationship with a woman, and I just think that is so wrong.
Well, I mean, how are those women? Are those women accepting or leading? I ain't gonna say leading on, but have they made it known to that man they want? Have they made it known that you want to be in a relationship, and this guy is still doing relationship things, but doesn't want to be in a relationship?
Yeah, I did that, and I think it was for what you said, to just have me available, or just believe or have hope that eventually, it would happen. And I think that, I mean, there was appliances bought. Like, who's buying appliances and not trying to be in a relationship with you?
They must call you Sunshine. Just throw it in there.
So it's like,
Sunshine.
it's so confusing because it's like, I guess, people will say, see, but you said nobody's in your inbox and different things like that. And that's why I asked you earlier, maybe I'm missing, certain signs for things, but I just feel like we can get caught up in expecting things to be a certain way, or expecting men to be a certain way, or we think that one thing means something and it really doesn't. Like, a man could, not be sending you things or not buying you things or not fixing things and still
Be interested.
be interested, but just won't say anything to you because you have two last names
Ah,
or you're a DJ. I'm just throwing that out
right,
there.
right. Yeah.
I mean, even though your Facebook profile says single, I guess he thinks, like you said, that, like Tanya said, do your single friends have somebody private? I guess, like you said, men think that I just have somebody private. Like, I gotta have somebody that's checking for me, that's like in the back room
You got
right
your
now,
in the jar.
hiding.
In the jar. We call it in the jar. We know. We feel like every woman has that in the jar. So
I think that's why a lot of women think that about men too. We think that you have somebody on speed dial that you can always call, but I've had men say that's not true.
it's not. It's not. It's not. It's not.
Ladies, do y'all believe that most men have somebody on speed dial? I mean, this one even said he probably has somebody that would want to be in a relationship, but I think out of 100%, 90% of men, that's very high, have somebody on speed dial. What percentage you think that women have somebody?
If that 90% have them on speed dial, it's because they've done things to place them in that position.
ensure that they're gonna be on speed dial.
Yeah, to ensure. Yeah, definitely.
So you don't think
definitely.
women have to do that to be in that position to be called?
Other than performance, I don't think it's anything you have to do.
So Tanya said something, Bob Marley quote. Do you know what the Bob Marley quote is?
Is this love?
No. It says something about, I think Tanya, are you talking about the one said a man who awakens the feelings in a woman with no intention on being in a relationship with her is a coward?
I can see that.
That's the Bob Marley quote.
Oh, I can see that. I can see that. Yeah.
So the men,
Why are you wasting my time? You know.
so the men that are doing this, ladies, do you think that they're wrong? Like if you're just his company, that he shouldn't do things to make you think that you're more than company? Because that's what I'm hearing. And I've heard that before from women, that they just assume. This is the type of person I am. If I'm in a situationship, we both agreed to that situationship. You better believe it was verbal.
Right.
And if he starts to catch feelings, which has happened, I will circle back and say, hey, what's happening? You know, what are we doing? But men will lie just so you won't be with anybody else. They have no intention on being in a relationship with you, but they will say little things because they know that's what you want. Even though that's not what they want. Then when you get in your feelings, they go, well, you knew what this was from the beginning, but then you get somewhere and they showing out in front of other men and keeping cop block. I digress.
Yeah, it sounds like you're going a little personal testimony there. Like, whoa, let's get this real some back end players.
I'm back. Sorry. Tanya says, yes, that is the quote that she was talking about. The biggest coward of a man is to awaken the love of a woman without the intentions on loving her.
I mean, I can agree with that. I understand that. That's why, that's why I don't be settling, and that's why I don't be settling, because I don't want to waste your time.
So you don't believe the young men that I mentor? I always tell them, they go, it was consensual. She wanted to have sex with me. And I said, she probably wanted to be your girlfriend. She probably thought having sex with you because she was giving you her body meant something.
How young men you talking about now? I don't want to be talking about no teenagers having sex now.
Yeah.
I don't want to be talking about no teenagers. Young. No, them niggas don't even know what love is.
But this is what I try to teach them. Just because the girl was consenting, it probably meant she had feelings for you. It doesn't mean that she just wanted to have sex. And they're convinced, yeah, she just wanted to have sex. She was aggressive to me, But I think that not only happens with teenagers, Charlie. This is happening with grown, or I'll say old men and older women. Women are sleeping with these men because they're giving a part of their bodies to them. They're hoping, and they haven't communicated with these men, but because of the actions of these men and the sex, they think that perhaps they're in a relationship.
Then some of those grown women haven't been paying attention, I would say. I mean,
to his actions.
Well, no, I mean, just, I want to say life. I mean, it's hard because at that age, I assume everybody understands. Everybody has a past, blah, blah, blah. And maybe I'm making an assumption that at that age, ain't nobody really trying to waste nobody's time. But it sounds like people are still
wasting people time. It is crazy. I just met a guy online, and people don't understand that you may know somebody that knows somebody. This man is 48 years old and think he got a baby on the way. Which means you did have unprotected sex with this woman, but yet and still, you're trying to talk to me. But you didn't tell me about this. I specifically asked, you have children, because I want to know the ages. So they are out here at this age. This ain't just some teenagers playing these games. There are plenty of women that I'm conversing with that these men are lying, keeping secrets, just not telling the truth about major things. And I'm sure there's a lot of good men out there that just are sitting back because they've been hurt by, like you say, women that didn't want to commit to them. But it's a lot of men out there that are non-committal
I
and proud of it.
I could see that
He's a
because
loss for words, y'all.
no, the only reason I could see that is because, and I'm not trying to place blame.
Tell the truth now.
We gonna only do what you allow. So if maybe all y'all women need to get together, have a meeting, and be like,
In the
stop,
ladies' room.
stop letting these dudes who don't plan on, if I know if I know that all you gonna do, not all you gonna do, if I know that I can just get the milk from the cow without having to feed the cow or nurture the cow, if I'm thirsty, I'm just gonna go get the milk and not waste time. And a lot of guys are, for the most part, they stay thirsty. So, if they can get all of that work in, they may meet a young lady who's worth nurturing and worth, growing with, but that urge and that convenience of
the microwave.
yeah, this
Back to the
person right
microwave.
here, I can just slide over here. I don't need to,
So there we have it, ladies. I recently, had someone that I won't even use the term dating or whatever. I like to circle back and, do a self check to see, well, what happened, and when this happened, what were you thinking, just so I won't make the same mistakes going forward. And I had a male to specifically tell me that I only moved how you allowed me to. Period. And I was just like, cool. You're right. If we just, that thing they say, if women stick together, first of all, we'll know who he's sleeping with too. You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing. And we don't blame the woman. But ladies, you have a man that's saying this, that we need to really just get together, stick together, keep ourselves busy, and stop allowing males to use us as a convenience, especially if we want a relationship. Now, there's some women, and I don't knock it. You go through phases where you don't want a relationship. You just want sex. I'm going to just be honest. Or you just want somebody that you can talk to. So another thing that Charlie was saying earlier is that there were some times where he did want to commit to a woman, but she didn't want that. So it's not all on the man. But it sounds like it's a majority on the women.
From my
He said ladies rule the world.
y'all do.
I've heard that we have the golden ticket.
That big monkey, that thing rule the world.
What did you call it?
That big monkey. They rule the world, man. They rule the world.
It's just a lonely world out there for my sisters with standards, my sisters who want to be courted, my sisters who don't want to be a part of this microwave society. My hopeless romantics. I'm a hopeless romantic. It's a lonely
that
world
thing
out
just
there.
dying.
I've also
Grab it and hold on.
I've also been told that I'm too independent.
Society has. I blame a little bit of that on society as well.
Like having a single mom.
Society has just made it to where I'll pay you if there's no man in the house type. Pretty much that's all welfare is. Hey, you leave that dude out, I'll pay you some. I'll pay you X amount of dollars. If he don't stay there. If y'all not a family, and so just we are now experiencing what the origins of that has caused. I think that's the origins of it in a nutshell, pretty much. I mean, but that's a whole nother podcast. And we can go deep into that.
Yes, I think you want to take it back to slavery, right? And separating the families
yeah,
and that,
all of that.
perpetuating itself throughout this time.
The government, the welfare system, that shit is designed to separate the family. So,
I'm at a loss for words. So I think we are at every time I say I think we are at we getting true statements, we getting facts. Y'all, this is Charlie Bravo. Tell them where to find you at. Y'all have to rewind back to the beginning to see who my guest is tonight. He is a superstar in Jacksonville, Florida. Stop it. And this is Black History Month, so I want to give a shout out to all of our males that are doing the damn thing, that are loving on women and doing what they're supposed to do, and the ones that are choosing to be truthful about what they want to do. I want to give a shout out to our sisters who are, I gotta say it again, who are happy, not happily single, but happy being single until that one comes along. So I mean, that blessed my soul tonight. I want you guys to always remember to live through it. That's if tragedy occurs. I want to be an example to show you guys that you can live through it. You can still be living your life and not just be alive to give to others. I want to give a shout out to all the siblings who have lost siblings. With Jacoby's Heart. I want to give a shout out to Fleet DJs and for the work that you're doing in the community with music, and music rules the world. I want to give a shout out to my guest tonight. You are absolutely wonderful. Thank you for being so candid.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you for allowing me to put you on the hot seat for all the males in the world.
Yes. I don't think I have a bad perspective of us fellas,
I want to give a shout out to all my viewers that commented. Make sure that you share the podcast. And if you guys have taken anything from what we have talked about, share it with someone else. All right, so remember to live through it and not just be alive. Good night.
There you go.